Dexy, I know you're gonna kill this shit.
Yo, people, what you telling me back again for another footy talk, bro? Lewis, what you telling me after that away day, brother? I saw you was at the game.
Yeah, bro, business as usual, same shit, different year. Pest control, all of that crap. Tottenham put in a spliff, we dominated them, pressed the living daylights out that squad, and they couldn't deal with it. We're back to winning ways. It's one loss in our last 7 and 6 wins. And suddenly, things are a bit more relaxed. Things are a bit more peaceful. As long as we do our job over the next week, beat Karabag, beat Wolves, which we really shouldn't make difficult work out of either. We've done pretty well over this run through October and November, which is all that I asked Chelsea to do going into November and the games that we have against Barcelona and Arsenal that are coming up at the end of the month. But yeah, it's been a great weekend. Tottenham, I've seen a lot of narratives going around this weekend, like the whole "we weren't good, Spurs were bad."
They were shit. They were awful. That's the worst Spurs team I think I've seen, brother, about at least a decade. They were fucking awful.
Oh, yeah, I agree. These men were garbage. These guys were toothless, but I also think we pressed the daylights out of them and forced them into playing backwards, forced them to, well, stop them from being able to even get into our attacking third. And that's why we minimized them so much. Part of it was Spurs not having any creativity and their creators, Xavi Simons, doing absolutely nothing and getting either bopped off by Reece James and Gusto or just giving the ball away cheaply himself. But it was either them causing their own problems or us forcing them back. So part of me, I think, I was speaking about this on Capital Conflict yesterday. I think a lot of Tottenham fans are kind of expecting too much out of the squad that they have right now. Because
I agree. Their squad's
their
rubbish
midfield,
right now.
Yeah, their midfield's garbage. They've got no creativity because Xavi Simons isn't doing anything. They've got Kudus, who's done pretty well this season, but he was going to get locked up by Cucurella because Cucurella is one of, if not the best left back in the world right now. And then their forward line, like what? Richarlison, Kolo Muani. Who did they have on the left-hand side? I completely forgot.
Doesn't matter. You're 100% right. They're shit, bro. That's what I'm saying to my brother. The squad that's available to this manager, it's hard to criticize Thomas Frank because he had a better team available at Brentford.
Yeah, and like this is why I don't get why so many fans are like Frank out or very close to it. Like I get the criticism in isolation. You can talk about the way that they play. You could talk about how boring Tottenham can be to watch at times. Whatever. You guys are way higher than you are under Ange. You guys are probably where Spurs should be right now. And you're better defensively than you were last season, which was the biggest complaint. Now, because you're better defensively, there's more impetus on your forward line to help you out because it's not heavy attacking. It's not a heavy attacking system. So now there's a lot more demanded of them.
And they don't have the individual quality in attack to do anything.
And this is why I don't get it. And this is also why we were able to lock them up so well. Yep. Partly because they're garbage, but also partly because that's one of the best presses I've seen from Chelsea all season. Suffocated them in the middle. Reece James was winning all the second balls. Moises Caicedo, just look at the goal. Everyone's going to say they handed us the goal. I don't believe they handed us the goal. Caicedo pressed them into that. It wasn't the ball being passed to Caicedo. It was Caicedo taking the ball off Van der Ven and then creating the chance for Joao Pedro.
Jed Spence got caught on the ball. It was poor though. You know what I'm saying? It was poor.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of bad
dribble out and he gets tackled and then something. It was weird anyway. Like
yeah, he played it back to Van der Ven.
If you can see the goal like that, you're fuming, mate.
Yeah, I hear all of that because Xavi Simons could have just played it out. And again, you're the creator. You're the one that should have the composure in those sorts of moments. And you just played it right back to your danger man. But that was also because he saw Moises Caicedo running at him and he got shook. And then he passed it to Van der Ven. And then he saw Caicedo running at him and he got shook. Caicedo has won the ball back in the attacking third more than anybody in the league this season. And he just did it again because that's what this guy does. That's why I can hear it's a part of Tottenham weren't good, but Chelsea got to get their credit because we also made them look that bad as well. Do you get me on that?
Fairs, bro. Yeah. I watched the game. I thought it was one of the worst games of football I've seen in a long time. And Tottenham were fucking useless. They never looked like scoring. Fair play. You lot did press them well, but I just thought that the lack of quality was evident there from Spurs, man. When they were playing out from the back, they looked uncomfortable. When they were in attacking areas, they looked like...
Did you see that was even a tactic from us, though? Because I clocked like we were... did your audio cut?
No, I just said if they were playing for 9 hours, they wouldn't have scored, bro. That's what it looked like. It looked like they weren't even... It looked like they weren't capable of scoring.
I completely agree. And I'm not even trying to run this like Tottenham were great and everything. I just think we played a great part in making them look that crap on the ball too. Like even in the build-up, we kept leaving Danzo exposed. Everybody else had a man on them, but we left it on Danzo, and Danzo was the one that was struggling to play the ball out. And Spurs, for whatever reason, just kept playing the ball to him. To the point where eventually Frank said, fuck this, I'm taking him off. But everything was like Chelsea causing them to look terrible as well. And they just couldn't handle it. And it's also because, you know what Tottenham and Chelsea's like. the pressure is massively on Tottenham whenever this fixture goes around because they're the ones that never do anything. I just think we set ourselves up well for this match. It should have been 3 or 4. Like, that's the only other thing I can say for a negative on Chelsea. We should have maybe left with a second. Jamie Gittins had a horrible miss. You got my goal of the season, and then you missed that one. I don't get it. Joao Pedro, you could have maybe left with one more. I think the rest, you forced good saves out of Vicario. He was the only good player for Tottenham in that game, in my opinion.
The Joao Pedro one where he tries to go near post is a good save by the keeper, but it's a shocking finish, bro. He's got to score that.
Which one? Is it the one at the end?
Yeah, Vicario got an arm to it, but he's through 1v1, yeah, and he has to slot that across the goalkeeper, and he tries to go near post. Keeper gets the arm out and saves it. I'm pretty sure it was him, Joao Pedro, that missed that chance. It's a poor finish.
For me, it was the first half one that I thought he could have done a bit better because I saw him running through on the left side of the goal, and then like it was just a bit too weak of a shot for me. That's the one I think he could have done better with. That and like obviously Garnacho didn't do anything in the game as per usual. Everything else I thought was relatively fine. Neto, for his frustrating moments, contributed well enough for me off the ball that I'm not really that fussed. Moises Caicedo, I run out of words to describe this guy and how good he is. Enzo, I thought the weight of pass was a lot better, and his aggression was a lot better too. Reece James in the midfield was dictating play, winning all the second balls and helping us to regain possession of the ball. Who else? Joao Pedro was around for a lot more chances than what we've seen of him before and also contributed in the press. Wesley Fofana, keeping this brother fit is going to be so big for us this season because this guy's bringing me leadership. This guy's reading the game and stepping out to make the first tackle just as well as I know Wesley Fofana to do, and he won all of his aerial duels. He even managed to get Trevor Chalobah looking a bit consistent for 90 minutes, which I haven't seen all season. Like, if we want our defense to be solid this season, Wesley Fofana got to stay fit. We got to keep this brother fit for a long period of time this season. I know it's easier said than done, but this guy is class when he's fit. And he gets back to his level very quickly, as long as he's fit. So I just need him to stay fit. Cucurella locked up Kudus, which meant that I didn't have to worry about Spurs' front line. Who else? Malo Gusto. He helped do his job locking up Javi Simmons, and he provided an extra runner for us in transition. And Robert Sanchez single-handedly neutralized Tottenham in the air. Also because I think we finally figured out what our problem is with long throws, which is just we throw too many players into the box. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. We left 3-man by the center circle. Spurs now had to leave 3-man next to them. And suddenly there's a lot more space for Fofana and Chalobah and Robert Sanchez to sweep up the aerial threat. With all of that, Tottenham just got put in a spliff.
Fair enough.
That was the game, really.
Fair enough. Like I said, you was at the game, innit? So you would have had a different vantage point, innit? Like, watching it as the game as a neutral, I thought it was a horrible game of football, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
But
especially with Tottenham Chelsea. You know what that fixture's usually like? It's meant to be just straight chaos. I thought the first 20 minutes was generally the most passive I've seen that fixture. I was like, damn, barely either of us are laying a glove on the other. But then we just seem to force Spurs into a few more mistakes. Garnacho, the one thing I'll give him is that he can stretch the back line. It's nothing. But that helped me at least create a few more gaps and make some chances out of the game. And that's what started to open the match up a bit more. That's like the one good thing out of Garnacho being on that pitch. But from 20 minutes onwards, it was all Chelsea.
Oh, yeah,
I
100%.
get from your side, though, neutral perspective, it was dead to watch.
Yeah, there was one team in the game. You know what I mean? I just felt like, considering it was meant to be a derby game, like Tottenham, you said, bro, like they were just mad passive. Like I felt like it almost felt like they weren't trying to do anything. Like they were just there. It's like they showed up just because they had to show up. Like there was no fight. It didn't look like there was any game plan. There was no quality. There was no nothing.
It's like,
bro, like you should have beat them 4-5-0, bro. Like that's why it's mad. Like when I see the situation, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm looking at it like, hold on. Like man can say how bad you made Tottenham play or whatever, but if that's the case, then why don't you fucking put them to bed, bro? Because 1-0's not putting someone to bed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine playing like that, and then on another day they get a last-minute equalizer.
Oh yeah, I was in that away and thinking, okay, cool. Can we just get like a little bit of breathing room? just so I can like relax a little bit. I get that. Second goal would have meant a lot more. But by the time I got to 70, 75 minutes, I was just standing there thinking, shit, play for another hour. These lot are not getting through. These lot are not making anything. They get the ball to my final third. They don't threaten me from open play. They get a long throw. They get a cross. Sanchez is just sweeping it. From that point, I'm like, okay, if you're not getting another goal, fine, because we're locking them up. And like that's a 1-0 that should have been a 3-0 and a 4-0. It's only from a scoreline perspective where it doesn't look like a bopping, but from the game, Spurs were kept quiet. They couldn't create nothing. They couldn't do anything for us. And we still created a ton of chance in that game.
I completely agree.
Bury one or two.
But is that not a worry for you that you had all that opportunity here and you couldn't make the game look convincing on paper, bruv? Because 1-0 is not convincing, and you had good chances. It's not like you didn't have clear-cut chances. Like, you missed some, I dare say, fucking easy chances, bro.
More towards the end, I'd agree. But that would be more of a concern for me if that was my strongest attack that was playing. There was no Cole Palmer. There was no Liam Delap. So, like, it's something that we could have done better with. I can agree with you on that. But I'm not looking at that thinking, shit. My whole thing was just win the game, manage the game, don't have any bozo moments, and see it out because it's Tottenham away, and turn up. These men turned up. These men kept the game locked up for 90 minutes. There was not one period of the match where I was genuinely thinking, okay, Spurs are putting it on us. I'm a bit worried. This equalizer could be coming. I was more worried that a bozo moment would drop because I've seen that happen too many times from Chelsea. That didn't turn up to me. So genuinely, I still come out that game with more positives than negatives. The only negatives are didn't get a second goal and Garnacho. That was it. Everything to me was all the other players played good to excellent. The tactics were solid. The substitutions made sense. We never seemed to drop off from the game. There's no real negatives for me to take other than it only ended 1-0.
Fairs. Nah, fair enough, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Who's your next Premier League game anyway?
Oh, we got Wolves, and whoever their new manager's going to be. But like, I'm not worried about that one either because, yeah, we gave them a classic for no reason last week. You play that game 10 times, you're not going to get 4-3 more than that once. So, look, just play the game. Don't be stupid because, again, it's the most Chelsea thing in the world to go to Tottenham, bop them off the park, and then do something stupid against bottom of the table Wolves. That is the most Chelsea thing in existence. But we can stop that from happening just by keeping our heads switched on for 90 minutes. We do that, cool. You go into the international break with a near perfect record for October and November. Sunderland could have been handled better, but everything else we've done, we've handled well enough. And then you've got Palmer and Delap back.
And what are you making of this, though? What's your take on the Joao Pedro situation? Because life at Chelsea started well for him, and then I don't know, like his form is kind of fizzled a little bit.
I don't think his form's been bad, though. Like, he was crap against Sunderland. That was genuinely a terrible performance, but, like, that was the only bad performance from him. Joao Pedro's thing has been, we've needed him to contribute so much in build-up that he's not in the final third to bury the chances that we're getting. So, he's not really as influential in the final third as a result. That's not really his fault. And that's not an impact on his performances either. I've seen one game of Joao Pedro where I thought you were garbage, where I thought you could have brought me a much better performance. Everything else is just no Cole Palmer, no Liam Delap. I'm going to need you in build-up. I'm going to need you to progress the ball. Then I'm going to need you to finish the same chances that you're helping create. It doesn't work. But that's not a Joao Pedro problem. And when Cole Palmer and when Liam Delap are back playing regularly, you should be seeing him getting more involved in the GA. I don't think it's anything to worry about right now. It's a pure statistical thing with him.
People in the chat saying he's injured or something like that, or he's been playing injured.
Yeah, Enzo Caicedo, Joao Pedro, they're all playing with little knocks, all of them. And he's still, like, contributing heavily in build-up, and he's only dropped me one bad performance. Joao Pedro's not the problem. It's just stats about he hasn't had a shot in these many games, which was bullshit anyway, because he had shots against Liverpool. He had shots against Nottingham Forest. So that's a fake stat. And also the goals tally and everything. He hasn't scored in this many games or
So
that
what,
many
did the
games.
manager come out and say that these lot are carrying knocks?
Yeah, he said it for a couple of games with these three. That's why, like, some days they'll be out of training. Some days they won't even be in the squad if we've got a cup match. Like, you probably won't see any of them involved in the Carabao game, for example. But they're all carrying knocks, and it's all because the games we played this year. It's been about the Club World Cup, having a 10-day pre-season, the way that's helped us start the season slowly. Like, this is all just a build-up from it. So for us to get through this run with only 1 defeat, 6 victories, I am fine. I am absolutely fine. Because it was always going to be a slow start to the season for us. What matters is seeing this week out and what we do after the break. Because we have to be Arsenal. We have to be Arsenal if we want to start seriously climbing up the table and making some statements.
No, facts. That's a statement game for you lot, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's no two ways about it. That's a game where you lot could actually go in there and make a statement. If you go and you're the first team to beat them in the league, like, it's a massive opportunity for you lot.
And I think we're capable of beating them. I
So
genuinely do, because they're not good in open play, and we are good at defending and attacking set pieces, especially with Liam Delap and Joao Pedro.
I think a lot of teams are capable of beating them, but it's whether they can actually do it. You know them ones, because like, I'm not looking at them and thinking, yo, this is an incredible side, but they're very good at getting over the line. So it's can you make things uncomfortable for them? Because currently, no team's been able to make things uncomfortable for them. Like even when people talk about how well we played against Arsenal in the first day of the season, yeah, we did, but that's probably the most uncomfortable I've seen them all season, and they still won. So, no, I mean, I haven't seen teams make them mad.
They always get a dodgy set piece, and
probably
for me, it's
that
like,
game and the Newcastle game. Maybe there was a bit uncomfortable in the Newcastle game, but that's 2 games this season, bro. So yeah, there's teams that are capable of beating them, but first you have to make them uncomfortable. And is your attack good enough to make their defense uncomfortable? I don't know, because I don't rate your attack.
But our midfield's good enough to put more pressure on the attack, and therefore put more pressure on the defense. And set pieces, I think we can defend it a lot better than teams expect of us. The whole Chelsea are dodgy from set pieces narrative is purely long throws. It's not corners. I don't think we've conceded a corner this season. And offensively, we are already good at corners. Having Liam Delap made us even better for just a few weeks that he was fit for us. So to have them both on the pitch, that will make us a threat from set pieces too. So then we can match them on that. I think we both... Arsenal might have one more now because they got a set piece goal against Burnley. But before that, I think we both had the joint most goals in the league from set pieces. So we can both be a threat from that. In open play, I can guarantee we'll win the midfield battle, and that should mean that we're making more chances. Defensively, I don't rate their forwards. Like Cucurella, the last time he faced Saka, got a Man of the Match award. Reece James and Gusto, they can do the double team on whoever's on the left-hand side. And that leaves me with Gyökeres against Wesley Fofana. I believe Wesley Fofana, if he's fit, can bully the life out of Gyökeres. So, like, that would be another one where I think it's low scoring, but genuinely, I think it'd be our best chance of getting a result against them. Other than last season. Last season, we should have got a result at home too. And then we had one stupid moment at the back and gave it away, which is typical Chelsea. But I'd like to see that not turn up.
No, I'd love to see it anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? This thing here with Gary O'Neill, yeah, it's mad because man was thinking Wolves' new manager bounce for the Chelsea game, but it looks like, bro, they might not even have a manager in place by the time you lot play, bro, because they're saying that he's withdrawn himself from the process. And Lord knows what must have happened because he's been at the club already, yeah, and the fact that he was in talks about going back and then he's pulled out, I don't know what the hell they could have said to him that made him change his mind, bruv, because the fact that he was considering going back there, well, Lord only knows what would make him say no now, bruv. Do you know what I mean? But them not having a manager, that makes it even more of a guaranteed 3 points to Chelsea, even though I believe that it was a walkover anyway.
Like, I think Gary O'Neill rejecting that would have just been him looking at the Wolves squad and just saying, yeah, I can't help this. You're going down, innit? And you're not going to take any of my reputation
But he
down.
could have looked at that squad on FIFA. He didn't need to fucking have a chat with them. Do you know what I mean? Like he's been there before. I'm
I
sure he
hear
will
that.
know. He'll know the majority of the players. The
Yeah,
fact
because
that he was
he was with
entertaining
Wolves
it.
and- There you go.
Yeah, the fact that he was entertaining going back in the first place, it just seems a bit strange, innit? Do you know what I mean? There's definitely something spooky going on there, bruv. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's a change in like the mindset of the ownership, because I was looking into like Wolves a couple of months back,
Right.
and I've seen a lot of the fans have been turning Fossen out because they keep selling their best assets and they keep making the squad worse year by year.
That's the kind of
When
team
Gary
they are,
O'Neill
though.
was- No, but when Gary O'Neill was there, like they had a squad that was mid-table or had the odd little punt at a Europa League or a Conference League squad, and now
So what do
they've
you think
just
they're
like
trying to do the Brighton thing and it just hasn't banged?
I think it's gone to a reverse where maybe there's something wrong with their owners or the situation with them, but now they're just nuking Wolves to try and make as much money out of the club as possible. And with that, there's nothing to save. It's just a club that's going down. So I think that's why he's looking at and he's thinking, yeah, this ain't a team that I can revive. I'm out. I ain't going to come back to this, ruin my legacy, ruin my reputation. I've seen Ten Hag's been interested. I've seen a lot of United fans under the Ornstein comments talking about bring Ten Hag, bring Ten Hag, which again would be hilarious because they're still going down straight. But it's either Ten Hag or like.
Surely Ten Hag doesn't take that job. You know what I mean? Like, why would he take that? Because that's a guaranteed relegation. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make no sense why Eric Ten Hag would even entertain that, bro. Because as shit as he is a manager, like he can't need the money. He's been sacked by Man United and Leverkusen in such a short period of time. That compensation's hitting right now. Like man don't really need to take that job, bro. That seems like a bit of nonsense. Even though it is Ornstein, it doesn't make sense.
The Times one there says that even he's reluctant.
But of course, listen, Ten Hag's a moron, yeah. But bro, you ain't got to have a brain cell, yeah, to understand that this Wolves job, yeah, is a guaranteed relegation. Like when Rude went to Leicester, a part of me was like, right, they recruiting him for the championship because I knew they were getting relegated. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it was one of them ones where like it didn't make no sense to me, bro. Like it made absolutely zero sense to me, yeah, that like he would take that job knowing he was going down unless he thought that he could turn it around. And this Wolves situation is similar to the Leicester situation in the sense where the damage you feel has already been done. I know it's not Christmas yet, but I feel like it's done already.
Yeah, these lot ain't even got a league win yet. And it's November. That's dark. You're nearly halfway through the season. The worst we saw, I think, was like Crystal Palace back in 17-18. And like they hadn't won a game for 8 matches. Then obviously Chelsea turned up. But that was only mid-October. We're now past November. Yeah. And it looks like that's going to go through to the end of November because this is the last game before the break and you're not winning at the Bridge. I'm trying to see if there's a few more names like Rob Edwards. I think that was the ex-Luton manager.
Yep,
I believe one so. They're looking at. And that's it. That's it. Although the manager market is bleak anyway. I've looked at it enough times this season anyway. But it's bleak as fuck. So whatever you look at, there's going to be problems with it. These lot might just be dead to the water in November. Which if that's the case, I think that's what it is.
It's not making no sense. I'll be honest. It's not making a lot of sense, guys. So I don't know, man. But I can't see Eric Ten Hag going there. I don't know what kind of manager that they can expect to get, yeah, based on the fact that sacking is almost inevitable. Anyone that takes that job is probably going to want a premium because man's reputation is going down the shredder, blood. You're going to be that guy that got Wolves sacked, like, and that's going to be on your CV. You'll have a relegation on your CV, yeah, almost by default, innit? And it's like nobody wants one of those.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, but Potter's free, but you're going down, and his reputation. No, he's not even free. He's gone Sweden, isn't he? Yeah, that one ain't even possible.
Who, Potter?
Yeah, he's managing Sweden until March.
What, you went back to Sweden, or he's managing in Sweden? Did you say?
No, the national team. He's got managing the national.
I didn't know that.
March.
I didn't know that he took his job already. When was this?
Contract. Like last international break, I think.
No,
it was a couple of weeks ago or something.
Right, Graham Potter took another job. I didn't know that.
Like he's there
Okay.
till March.
I
So
did
he's
not know
gone.
that, you know. Man's managing Jokeres and Isak, bro. That's a mad thing.
Mm-hmm. Fair's alright. He's getting straight back into the work and everything.
Yeah, and
But
he's rated over there anyway. So, like, it
not
makes
not
sense.
not if you don't get them into the World Cup, because if that's the case, I think they sack him straight outright because he's only got a contract for 4 games.
Okay.
So he's got to do his thing over there, but he's not available. Yeah, there's not a lot of options in it. It's a bit bleak over there still.
It's nasty, bro. I'll be honest. Like, when you're looking at it. So, nah, bro, I find it funny, bro. I find it very, very funny, the situation that's happening there. The Premier League table's starting to take shape at that end of the table anyway. Do you think Bournemouth will go down as well? I mean, not Bournemouth, sorry, Burnley.
I don't know about them. I don't know. Like West Ham are the ones I'm looking at and thinking they're going straight back down.
Nah, but I think, but don't you think Nuno will do enough to keep them up? I think Nuno will scumbag it.
He might have just figured out how to get that midfield ticking, but like that's going to be the big thing for him. If he can't get that midfield ticking, they're going straight down because that's been their biggest problem. You can just walk right through West Ham most of the time. Like he seems to have made some right changes. I think if he gives that Potts kid a few more starts, gives him a bit more responsibility, I think like he'd be a good asset for that midfield with Paqueta. But then you also have to keep Paqueta because he wants to leave in January. It's all going to be on the midfield for me. You pattern that. I think they've got enough to stay up with Somerville and with what's his name, Jared Bowen. But right now, I think it's still too early for me. It's just one result against Newcastle. These lot have been fucking trash for all season. And set pieces, they're even worse than Forest. They're the worst team in the league for them. Basically, every week they concede from a set piece. So I still think they're going down. I think it's going to be Wolves, West Ham, and then maybe Burnley. Then I think Burnley or Leeds.
West Ham over Leeds to go down is crazy, you know. I just don't know. Bro, surely West Ham's players and their managers too good to get relegated, man.
Surely, bro.
Like, do you know what I mean? Before. I don't know how I'd feel about West Ham getting relegated. I'm not sure. Like, it's weird, bro. Like, they feel like they're too big
for the rivalry.
I feel like they're too big to get relegated. Surely, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man. Now, obviously, Paqueta wants to leave now. If they let Paqueta go, they might be fucked. Cause like him and Jared Bowen are like the last real bit of quality that they have in it, but they've still got a name that can still attract players. West Ham, like they can attract players, and like I just feel like in January, if they're in danger in January, I think that they access the loan market, or maybe they sign some players. I think they've got enough money to just escape it. You know them, man.
Maybe if they have the right window, but everything from like the way West Ham are handled from a management perspective, I don't think they'd like be proactive enough to do it. And we've seen like big teams go down before. You remember Leicester went down a few years back.
No, of course. We've seen them go down as well, like when they had better players than this. But it's just a bit mad, like. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit mad.
Especially compared to Leeds, I hear it, but like West Ham have just looked fucking hopeless all season, even with Nuno in charge. And like this weekend has been the only little bit of glimmer of hope that they've had, and they need to turn that into a run of some sort, just to like look a little bit believable. Because this looks like a team that have accepted their fate like Wolves. It's just a surprise that they not only beat Newcastle but managed to make a good showing of themselves. But I can't believe that they'll do that week in and week out. They're a team that you can batter on set piece and a team that you can walk through unless they're playing the perfect midfield for them. So I don't know. It could be either them or Leeds. But right now, like, I've seen more West Ham than Leeds, and these men look pathetic. These men look straight pathetic.
I hear it. Man said Oxlade-Chamberlain's back training at Arsenal. Bruv, like, who was he even playing for, blood? I didn't even know this guy was still playing football, blood. Why did I think he retired or something? Because, bro, I ain't heard his name in ages.
That name disappeared in 2020, and I forgot where it went.
Yeah, like what he was in Turkey. No way he was in Turkey, Oxlade.
Bro. All right, I never knew that. All right.
Brother, I
Fair.
thought he was done with football, bruv. I did not have a clue. Man said he was playing for Ollie, you know. I had no idea
You
that
see,
Oxlade Chamberlain.
that's a man West Ham could deal with.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Them kind of man. Those are the kind of man that could keep them up, you know. Do you know what I mean? Them odd job ballers, bro. The misfits, blood. I'm telling you. Like, just
Yeah, I
getting
could do a little
everyone's
anything.
cast offs could keep them up. This is
Give
what
me
I
a
mean
sec. Let
about
me
West
refresh.
Ham.
I think I got a delay. Give me a quick sec.
Yeah. This is what I mean about West Ham, guys. Like, West Ham have the name, yeah. West Ham have the name, yeah, and the money to be able to attract players that are half decent, bro. Like,
There we go.
they can attract them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're still West Ham, bruv. They are still West Ham. So, because of that, I think they can still, if they need to bring in reinforcements, I think they could sell it to them. They're a London club. They could sell that shit to them on a 6-month rescue thing. They could absolutely sell it, bro, because, like, bro, teams want to play in London. You know what I'm saying? If they can get Tevez and Mascherano to West Ham, yeah, I'm sure there's a few man that they can get to West Ham, bro. You know what I mean? Just to help them stay up. I can't see Nuno getting them relegated. I just cannot see it. I just think he's good enough at setting up teams not to lose that. I think he'll just narrowly escape it.
I don't even blame you for thinking that. I think that's one of the only things that could save them. But I
Yeah.
just need to see it over a bit more games. Because from what I've seen from him so far, it's still the same old crap. What I can
Yeah.
give him is that you have also just walked into the job. So maybe it's a case of you figuring out what your best team is. Now, if you can get to that point, sure. Like, I think you could stay up. But like, I need to see that too. And also, yeah, the chat's cooking. You can take some of my Deadwood if that helps. A little Sterling, a little Disassi here or there. I'll even have Garnacho for 6 months. You know them ones. I'll do
Hey,
me.
listen, appreciate the money for Garnacho, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It is fucking hilarious, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because, brother, I knew exactly what you lot was getting. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, there were some Chelsea fans that were coping and trying to make it out that he could be something different at Chelsea. But the facts are, yeah, Garnacho has always been what he is now from the very, very beginning. And I've seen it early. And I can't believe it's taken people so long to see it. Like, bro, he's a nothing player, bro. Like,
You
he's
know,
actually a nothing player, bro. And he's one of them ones where occasionally he'll contribute like GA, like I think at Man United once every 5 games or something, he contributed like a goal or an assist. And because he runs around a lot, yeah, he twangs you into thinking that he contributes more often than he actually does, bro. He's just a tryhard, but he's a tryhard with the arrogance of a player that's actually good, bro. And I think that's the worst thing about him. I think the worst thing about Garnacho is he lacks humility, bro. Like, he actually thinks he's way better than he is.
like we've already got a Garnacho defense league, which is the craziest part. Like, if you don't say that he had a good game and he did this or this or this, I have a few people in my comment section telling me that I'm hating on him and that I'm running a Garnacho agenda. And I'm like, well, if I was running a Garnacho agenda, I would have had a 20-minute monologue about his facial expressions on the bench after getting subbed off. I'm like, I don't give a damn. If you were pissed off that you got subbed off, like, whatever, play better. If you think that you had a bad game, great. I'll actually respect that a little bit more because I didn't think you played well either. But, like, everything I'm seeing from him is everything that I've seen at United. Sometimes you'll stretch the back line a little bit. Sometimes you might like drive at your right back pretty well, but the end product's going to frustrate me. And I'm always going to be left like demanding a little bit more out of him. And it's just the same thing. I'm yet to understand why we got him yet. And I keep maintaining, I will see Jamie Gittins play against a team like Ajax or a team like Wolves in the Carabao Cup. And for whatever the level of the opposition it is, I'll look at it and think, I get why we got him at least. We might have overpaid a little bit, but I get the idea behind him. I get that I get the player that you think he's going to become. Garnacho, I'm like, no. Because if you wanted a goal-scoring winger, Tyreek George has got my 4th highest goal contributions this year. And I don't think he's a great all-round winger either. He's the midfielder that, for all of those like deficiencies, he's going to get me GA.
But the funny thing is, having a Tyreek George, you had absolutely no reason to sign a Garnacho for 40 million because really, what is the difference between them?
we expected him to get sold, and then we didn't get that across the line. We wanted the pure profit.
Even
thing,
so,
innit?
like, I'm not looking at Garnacho and saying that he's clear of Tyreek George, someone that didn't cost you any money. Like, he's not clear of him. Like when I'm watching them both play, I'm not like, you know what, Garnacho's so much better than Tyreek George. It's worth selling Tyreek George, someone who's already at the club, and then spending money on Garnacho. Like, to me, that didn't make sense.
I said this before he joined, and then I had a bunch of Chelsea fans in my comment section saying, "What do you mean Garnacho isn't better than George? He's Premier League proven. He's played at the top level for years." I'm like, why is he better? Why? Tell me.
Top level, Man United finished 15th, bro.
We had to start coping, innit? We had to just start coping a little bit. I'd be like, I hear this if you deliver me good performances. Your best performance was against Liverpool because you pressed the front line and you stretched the back line a little bit, and you still piss me off when you're on the ball. You've been here for like 2 months now. I'm sorry. You're not showing me nothing. And I want to say I get it. I want to say I even get the idea against the deader opposition. But you played against Benfica and you were trash. You played against Lincoln. You got hooked in 60 minutes. You were trash. Well, you're not even doing it against a lower opposition. At least Gittins is. That's why I'll keep maintaining. I can see a bit more out of why we got Gittins than Garnacho, because he can at least deliver it against weaker opposition and give me something that I want to see against the bigger teams. Garnacho, I'm just waiting for a good game, man. I'm just waiting for one good performance. One where I could say you were good off the ball and on the ball. I don't get it. I don't get either of that. I get like one moment in a match. And like I'm meant to believe that that's the difference maker and that's why we got him. Just keep Tyreek George then if that's the case.
Facts. 100% facts, man. Like, I don't know. You, man, died with that. Oh, big up the chat. Make sure we get these lights up. 500 lights target. If that quote, Erling quote is real, then that's the coldest quote, man, seen of 2025. If that shit is real, bro. I don't even know if that's real, but if that shit is actually real, guys, I believe it. That's fucking cold. I'll be honest. You know the way you did, like that is cold.
But this brother's done so much in in about the space of 5-6 years that I'd believe it. And and what I like about it as well, like the hunger's still there. So I believe that. I completely believe that.
Yeah, no, that's a monster. That's a monster fucking quote.
Speaking of a cold quote.
And the thing is, yeah, it's like it feels like something he would say, but it's like, bro, it's mental. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's actually mental because he's scoring goals for fun right now, yeah. And it's like, it's just, bro, it's way too easy.
Defend against him. You just have to hope that he's got an off game and your defenders are cooking, because that's the only way that you're keeping him quiet. You can't drop deep. You can't play high up. Like, either way, Haaland's going to be a threat. He can hold up the ball. Like, his all-round game has always been good. I just don't think people have seen it enough in the Prem because of the way City were playing.
I think his all-round game is refining, innit? Like, this is just what it is. Like, he's refining his all-round game. His first touch has definitely improved. And also his ability to scan the pitch and to see where his teammates are has improved as well, because he's been a player that's played a lot with his head down in the past, but you can tell that he's actually starting to get more comfortable now to get his head up and actually link and stuff like that. He's improved a lot, bro. Like the last game I watched him play against Bournemouth, like someone fizzed the ball into him and he took it and he just touched it around the corner and spun and just started running with it. I was like, what? I was like, that wasn't there before, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, doing that last season. Do you remember when they beat us 3-1 at the Etihad and he was just holding up the play, turning Chalobah and Colwill, running at him?
He's improved so much, bro. And like, I think there was a goal this season where I can't remember the game, but he used his body. The ball was in the air, like, and he just kind of barged into the centre back and leaned across him. And like, before he wasn't really using his physicality, and now he's using it a little bit more, innit? So I think that he's still learning, innit? You know what I mean? I think he's still learning the game. And you know what's mad? Yeah, it's like he like them comments like that. Yeah, you can tell that he's a proper humble guy. Yeah, he's just on banter, like, you know them ones. Like, because if he was mad arrogant, yeah, he wouldn't be making the improvements he's making. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he can only be making those improvements because he genuinely understands that he needs to get better, innit? And that's why I've never liked Garnacho, because the guy's got the attitude of, like, the bro thinks he's Lamine Yamal, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The way he's got an attitude, you would think that he's one of the best players in the world, because this bro, you can't never sub him off because he's pissed. Do you know what I mean? If you don't pass him the ball, he's moaning. Like, man's got the attitude of somebody that's a match winner, that's a top player, bro. He thinks he's Cole Palmer, bro. And it's like, how can he think he's Cole Palmer at Chelsea? It's like, you're not Cole Palmer, bro. Like, you're trash.
I'm just glad I haven't seen it that much yet. I know it's there, but I'm just glad I haven't seen it so far. It's
awful, bro. Just his body language, everything about him, yeah. It's like there's no self-awareness at all, innit? And it's like, you got to be better than that to be moving like that. And the thing is with Erling, like, you've seen him improve. You know what I'm saying? You've seen him improve over the years. Because I remember there's that video going around, like, in the warm-up and that, in the rondos, and he's awful in rondos. But, you know what I'm saying? City are one of the most technical teams in the league. And obviously, a lot of guys will look shit in the City rondo, but he's not a rondo guy, innit? But I've seen the way that his feet have developed. And the funny thing is, he's got his YouTube channel now as well. So, you know what I mean? You can see how much he puts into training and football off the pitch, innit? And it's paying dividends now, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So he'll smash that Premier League record. Like, before we were saying, right, he might leave City, but bro, I think he might not leave City. As long as City are competing, as long as City are competing, there's no reason for Erling to leave City. No reason, because it's like, he can win the Champions League at City. So, you know what I mean? Like, why would you go to Barca can't afford him anyway. You know what I'm saying? And Real Madrid have Mbappe, so that they're not gonna want Erling. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So where does he really go? It's only really potentially Bayern Munich. But is he going back there? Why would he go back to the Bundesliga? Do you know what I mean? Bayern are not going to pay him the 500k or
right now. They got
like.
Kane anyway.
Yeah, Barca can't afford Erling, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Barca probably can't even afford Rashford. You know the one. Like, this is the reality. Yeah. They got Rashford on loan. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing is, it's like, I don't even think they can afford him, because he's on 300 and something K. I don't think they can afford to pay Rashford that.
He's only staying if he reduces contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they can afford Rashford. So I think he stays at City. I think he can win the league at City. He can win the Champions League at City. He can get the money he needs at City. Do you know what I mean? His dad played for the club. He's already got an emotional attachment to the club. Like, there's absolutely no reason why he would leave. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's a language that he speaks fluently, like, so, like, what are we doing here? Like, do you know what I mean? Some people saying PSG, why would you go and play in France, or why would you go and play in Spain if you don't need to? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't really see I just don't see a reason why he would leave Man City right now.
He knows he's got his legacy just mapped out there. That's why he signed, like, bro, it's a 9-year contract. Even we
and he'll break the Premier League record. Don't think he ain't got eyes on breaking that record already, you know.
And he's also thinking about building the next decade of a legacy at Manchester City, because he's just going to be one of the biggest icons that club's ever had by the time.
They ain't really got legends like that. All their legends are still playing football, blood. You know,
the top goal scorer is Aguero. I think it's Aguero.
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong.
It would be in the Premier League anyway. Yeah. It would be.
Like, all them records he's going to nuke within the next 5 years. The only one that will take a bit longer is Shearer's record, but he'll finish that before his contract's done.
He'll get there.
And he knows with City, he knows with the owners that they have and the structure that club has, that's not going away. So if you're there with your boyhood club, the one that your dad's played for, you're getting the big money, and you're going to keep getting the big money, and you're going to keep competing for the big trophies, why leave? There's generally no reason to leave. You might as well just stay there, commit, and make this your club. And he's just done that. He's just committed. So I get you're in the perfect culture to succeed. And because you've committed, they will build around you and make you the centerpiece for the next 9 years. So everything's just centered around it being Haaland. So I get it, man. Like, everything's set perfectly for him.
I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree. So I think he stays there. So Nah, it is what it is, bro. Man said City fans having the conversation again. Bro, City fans are allowed to have the conversation. You know them ones. It's a great conversation to have. Him and Aguero. Obviously, Aguero is better than him, but the fact that they've had two goal scorers like that they can even compare, bro. Do you know what I mean? I wish I had a striker I could compare to Ruud van Nistelrooy. Do you know what I mean? The closest we got was Van Persie, but we only had him for one season. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where
we can probably compare to Drogba.
Yeah, you got no one to compare to Drogba still. Like
we got Diego Costa, who was good for half a season every season.
Yeah.
Like, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, we got him. Like, that's about it. Like, Good Johnson, you can have a little word about Good Johnson.
Yeah, bro, you man have
like
notoriously been horrible with number 9s.
Yes. Like, our best one in the last 10 years, bar Costa, is Giroud. And Giroud was never a starter. He'd end up being a starter by the end of the season because of how bad the starters actually were. But everybody will always be the same thing in a circle.
Yeah, it's actually mental. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting how the Erling story unfolds. But at the moment, he's in ridiculous form. All this talk about sustainability is fucking absurd. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing as a number 9 scoring goals not being sustainable, bro. That's their fucking job, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's their job. Like, no one said the same about Harry Kane, the Henrys, the Suarez's, all the top strikers in the league. We agreed that if you give them chances, they were going to score goals. And it's no different for Erling. You know what I mean? I don't remember man saying, "Oh, what happens if Rooney stopped scoring?" No, bro, he didn't. He just didn't stop scoring. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a weird conversation, bro. And I just feel like people be having dumb conversations for no reason, innit?
It all depends on where it's coming from, because it's usually like the Arsenal fans will be like, "Oh, but Joao Pedro's not doing this, and that." I'll be like, well, Joao Pedro's contributing to my team. Joao Pedro's a much better player, but you're bringing that because your guy ain't doing enough. That's why everyone's like gassing up this Burnley performance by Gyökeres, because they're like, "Yo, I ain't seen him perform like this all game." And fair enough, I didn't watch it, so I ain't gonna say
Burnley
too
are
much.
shit though, blood. So who cares? Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's
who
Burnley.
cares? The man's knocking over dustbins, bro. Like, who gives a damn? Like, you know what I'm
His
saying,
whole
man?
play was excellent against a defensive Burnley team. All right, cool. You know?
Yeah, like, it just doesn't matter, innit? And this is why it's true though. The discourse is always different. It's just like, I can't lie, the discourse around Cole Palmer, yeah, when he's not getting GA compared to like a Foden, you know them ones. It's like, bro, leave it at that. Man see a tweet saying, "Oh, it's so good to see him play with a smile on his face." I'll be like, bro, who are these man, bro? What kind of, bro? You know them tweets there? Why do you care if a man's smiling or not, bros? These men are funny, you know. Like, this is what I'm trying to say.
He's happy now. At least he's happy.
So what? Man playing with smiles on their face at GA now. You know, like that. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what kind of weird shit is that? Oh, it's so good to see him smiling. Bro, man, that's gay, man. Like, man needs to stop them comments, bro. Like, why do you care, bro?
Just admit that you fancy them. Like, it's 2025. We'll be like fairs. At least we know where you're coming from.
Bro, it's weird. You know them ones. And bro, facts with the Saka numbers, yeah. Bro, them man had all the chat for Cole Palmer. I was seeing these Cole Palmer stats saying, "Oh, he ain't scored an open play goal since January," and that they do all these weird things, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, when man saw them Saka stats, I was thinking, right, how's he getting away with this? I told you, man, the only guy blacker than him, yeah, with that kind of PR is Kante, bro. And Kante is a midget. You know them ones. Like, bro, no GA in 16 games, bro. But how's he doing this? This is witchcraft. Do you know what I'm saying? Because no black man's meant to have PR that good. Do you know what I'm saying? And if a black man's got PR that good, usually they're Illuminati or something. Because that shit ain't making sense. 16 games. No GA, bruv. And bro, a man are talking about everyone else except for him, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, how is man getting away with this?
But hey, it's meant to be Arsenal's year, innit?
Bro,
this brother's got the same amount of GA as Tyreek George this season.
Yo, bro,
Tyreek George.
Brother, you're saying he's English, but so is Cole Palmer, bro. Like, what are we doing? The guy's name's Bukayo, blood. You know them way there. So how is he getting away with this? Like, I'll be honest, it's crazy work, bro. And this is why you need to understand, yeah, like in football, yeah, football is about narratives, guys. It's like wrestling, bro. This is what football's turned into. It's about narratives. It's not about facts, bro. It's about the storyline. Saka's storyline is he's this amazing footballer that broke through, the Arsenal Academy that's so hard to break through, and he's some world-class player. That's the narrative. The reality is
from the banter era and carried them to the league.
That's the narrative. The reality is there's a bag of players that are more naturally talented than him that have come through that academy that ain't gone nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the reality. He's not more talented than Smith Rowe. He's not more talented than Ethan. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's an argument, is he more talented than fucking Lewis Skelly? Some people will say yes, some people will say no. He ain't that talented, bro, naturally, bro. He's just a fucking great athlete and he's got amazing PR. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's stat padded a lot of GA from set pieces, corners and penalties. Like, that's it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's it. But the storyline is sexy. They love it, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? They love the storyline. The narrative around him has carried this bro into conversations where I'm seeing this guy compared to guys like Ryan Giggs, bro.
Giggs?
Brother, they've been doing it. Ryan Giggs.
God bless them, man. God bless them.
This is what I'm trying to say, bro. Man saying he's the same level as Rashford. Bro, I'll be honest, it's one of them ones where, bro,
same level as Rashford.
Rashford's done more in the game. Even though Rashford's older, like, bro, and I don't rate Rashford, but Rashford's done more in the game than Saka. Like, this is the reality. He's won more, he's done more. Do you know
How about this? Noni Madueke's done more.
Bro, but this is what I'm trying to say, bro. And the thing is, I've seen, Barcelona fans, the Barcelona fans that know ball know that Rashford's rubbed. You know the ones, because I'm seeing tweets go viral, about Rashford, and even they're saying, that, yo, don't get fooled by the GA. This guy stinks, innit? And, bro, this is what I've been saying, I've been saying this shit the whole time anyway. You know what I'm saying? Bro, hold on. Imagine the tweet just popped up. Hold on, let me find the tweet. Because that shit just popped up at the top of my feed, And, brother, this thing, bro, the youth said, Rashford has this nasty stench to his game. His decision-making and pass selection is poor. Ball retention's poor. He doesn't know when to dribble, doesn't know when not to dribble. He gets GA, so most people can't see how bad he is. His overall play hurts us. He needs to fix up. Bro, brother, that's Rashford. That's always been Rashford, bro. Man's GA, brother, stat padding against Elche fucking, do you know what I mean, fishermen, Do you know what I'm saying? And then he scored a brace in Europe against some shit team as well. Who's that team that they played the other day that they put like 10 past guys?
They went down to 10 men as well, didn't they? I forgot their name.
Who were they? But bro, he smoked another team, beating the goalkeeper near post from 25 yards out and that. Like, horrible game of football. Olympiacos, it was my man, because I was thinking my man's gonna sack the manager. This bro been stat padding against shit teams. Remember, he had one goal in the league up until the other day, and we're in November. He had one league goal, Man was stat padding in Europe against these shit teams, and people were saying, Rashford's playing well. Bro, I hope he plays well because I want my 40 million.
I don't worry, man. The Reece James test don't lie, man.
Bro, I want my 40 million.
In a couple weeks, innit?
Bro, he's rubbish. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's one of them ones where, bro, like, I always tell you guys, the reason why people are like, people think, when it comes to, like, when I'm identifying players, people think that I know something that other people don't know. I know exactly the same as you guys. The difference is, I can just block out the noise. A lot of people get distracted. People get distracted by other people's opinions on Twitter. They get distracted by stats. They get distracted. We're all watching the same thing, But the difference is, I can ignore all the stuff and just focus on the game. And a lot of people can't ignore the stuff. They get carried away, bro. You know what I mean? And this is what happens. People get carried away. 2 goals in La Liga, bro. Man are saying that he's having a good season, bro. What? Because they're seeing some highlights on fucking Twitter when he's stat padding against shit teams, bro. Block out all the noise. Have your own opinion. Don't let someone's opinion, Don't let someone's opinion of a player, affect your opinion. You're an individual. Watch a player and make up your own fucking mind, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when I'm looking at wingers like fucking Njai at Everton, give me him over a fucking Rashford, bro.
He looks
Do you know
good.
what I'm saying? Like, he's actually a player, bro. Like,
And he's carried that from last season. It's not just
Yeah.
a new season thing with him.
Bro, he's actually a good player, though. But the thing is, he ain't got the PR, bro. Man are like, oh, he's that rising ballers. Yeah, he's better than Rashford. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. Football's about narratives. But if Rashford never came through Manchester United's academy, brother, there's no way he would have got the Barca move off the back of the season he had at Man United because it didn't make sense. But his PR got him that move. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is what I mean about football. Football's all about narratives, bro. Like,
that's the
if
fact
you've been
as
at a
well,
certain
because
club,
you remember all the PR when he joined. Like, he was being treated like it was a marquee summer signing.
brother, they were moving like they signed Eric Cantona from us, bro.
Yes,
Like,
I
what
hear
we
it.
doing? Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? You signed a brother that just goes out parties. Do you know what I'm saying? And does balloons, blood. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what you signed. Do you know what I mean? A man are gonna they signed King Eric, bro. And this is what I'm saying.
I feel like it might just be a Spanish thing ever since Jude signed. Because when Gallagher went to Atletico, they were doing the same thing, and you don't hear that brother's name anymore.
He doesn't play, bro. He's on the bench.
Yeah, because he can't start for them because he's the same brother he was at Chelsea. I only saw him play against Arsenal. He came off the bench just to get bent over by Lewis Skelly, who'd been starting all game. I was like, yep, that's why we sold you. Great, big up.
And the man signed a balloon head, bruv. You know them ones. It's like, bro, to me, it don't make sense, innit? Like, I just watch players play and I judge them all on the same metrics. All on the same metrics because football's a very, very simple game, innit? Like, it doesn't matter what position you play in, yeah. There's certain fundamentals that you kind of need, innit? And that's away from the mental, that's away from the mental stuff like decision making and like weight of passing orders. Away from that, there's basic fundamentals all footballers need to have. And then there's mental fundamentals that all footballers need to have. If you don't have these things, you can't possibly be above a certain level. It just doesn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? Because decision making, yeah, is multifaceted. Decision making is not just seeing a pass or getting your head up. It's also when you see the pass, can you execute the pass? Do you pass the ball with the right weight? Do you pass the ball with the right part of your foot? Do you put a bit of empathy on the pass and think about the person that's going to receive the pass? All these things are decision making. Just because you see a pass, yeah, and you hoof the ball that way, that doesn't, like, what does that mean, bro? That's why I don't rate Bruno, because weight of pass is important. Just because you see a fucking pass, yeah, like, bro, like, what does it mean, bro? Like, if you don't play the pass the right way,
half the season.
But there you go. Like, look at Garnacho, yeah, he gets to the byline and he puts the ball across the box without looking. How many times have you seen him do that for Chelsea already? He's been there 5 minutes.
Yes.
He don't even look.
Absolutely.
He gets the ball, goes down the outside, just hits it across the box, and one day it's going to drop to someone and everyone's going to say, oh, yeah, great assist. He has no fucking clue where the ball's going. He doesn't know who's in the box. There'll be no one in there, Lewis, and he'll still cross it.
Or I'll see him running at the right back, and then there'll be an option, and he drops the ball to the option just a second or two too late, and I'm thinking, well, it's gone now. It's gone now. It's just, we're not in sync.
This is what he'll do, bro. These
yeah,
man are not intelligent.
Neto's another one. Like,
Neto,
when he's
bro,
having a cross-playing game,
and he puts it out for a goal kick, bro. Them crosses out for a goal kick, overhits the crosses.
Half the time his head's down and he's not looking. Like, if it's a low block or something, he just goes into flight mode where just let me find a bit of space. I'm a spam across it.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So that's decision making. Those things, yeah, those don't go away. When you've got the tendency to do those things
that early, because look at Esteban. Esteban knows when to minimize the touches, when to maximize the touches. He knows when to drop the cross, or he knows when to try and go for a pop. And there is times where he doesn't make the right decision, but it's a lot more few and far between for that age.
Yeah, but this is why you know that he's more likely to be a more reliable player than these guys long term, because he does certain things, yeah, that translates, bro. You know what I'm saying? It translates to a higher level of football. And that's the difference. And it's just the same with managers as well, tactically, yeah. When I look at Manchester United, the reason why I don't trust Ruben Amorim is I say, yo, if I can't copy and paste this performance to the next week, then what is he doing? Like, what is he doing? Like, I can't copy and paste it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, 1 week we're fucking hoofing it. Do you know what I mean? Next week we're trying to play out from the back. Next week we're trying to press high. Next week we're doing low block. Like, it's like, bro, what are we doing? Like, this is underdog football. This is not making sense. Like, we don't have no identity. Ask anyone what Man United style of play is. They couldn't tell you, bro. Like, we done the long ball thing against Liverpool, then we never saw it again. So that's not our style of play. What is our style of play?
No, so I didn't catch any of your Forest match. I only saw the highlights because I was on the way to Spurs.
There's no style of play, my brother. There's none. It's try to get the ball to one of our attack and then see what happens. That's man's style of play. And the thing is, it's not even like we've got like a miserly mid-block, like an Arsenal mid-block, and we're hard to break down. But then we're relying on our attackers, because that's kind of what Emery does. Plays the mid-block, then relies on some quick players in transition. We don't even defend well enough to even try and play like that. It's just like, what are we doing? It's like we're wide open, but it's like, yo, we want to play a basketball match. We want the game to be open so we can kill teams in transition. But it's like, what are we doing? Like, this is not what we went to one game a week for, bruv. Like, it doesn't make no sense, bro. Like, you have to see managers, you have to see players be able to replicate certain situations again and again and again before you can believe that they know what they're doing, bro. Especially if a player can't consistently control the ball, you can't tell me they got a good first touch.
Facts.
It needs to be consistent. Like, how many times did you see the ball bounce off Hazard's feet, bro? I don't remember.
No,
I can't remember seeing a game where man play him the ball and it's bouncing off him and he's like, oh shit, like, let me go get that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Even Willian, I barely see that. That was never his problem. His problem was the decision making. Ball control, like ball progression, incredible.
But this is what I'm trying to say. So when you're seeing certain players and their first touch hit and miss, it's because they don't have a good first touch, bro. Like, this is it. Because once you have a good first touch, it's always there. You don't lose that with age. Your touch is the last thing to go, bruv. Even when Hazard was fat, he could still control the ball. Like, that does not leave you.
In the Legends game, bro, there's still, like, the old Hazard's still there.
But this is what I'm trying to say. So you don't lose certain things in football. So when a man attributes certain things to age, I'm like, no. The reason why Salah can't control the ball is because he never could. The difference is he was faster, bro, and he could catch his first touch, and now we can't catch it no more. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's changed. But the first touch was always shaky, bro. Like, this is the reality. So a lot of people can't look past certain things, and that's the reason why they don't see it. But they do see it. They just don't acknowledge it, bro. That's all it is. Football's a simple game. It
doesn't click in with them in the same way. Yeah, like, they think it's a decline where it's not a decline.
It's not a decline, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is who they always were, bro. Like, because if you notice, Lewis, in football, yeah, people only start saying the obvious things when the goals dry up.
Yes. Fucking facts. Facts. Yes.
Everyone's talking about Salah now. Oh, he doesn't track back. When he was scoring, you didn't give a fuck that he didn't track back. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden they're talking about his all-around game. Bro, he's never had one. Like, what are we talking about? When has he had an all-round game? Everyone always knew that when you play Liverpool, Salah's not tracking you. So, like, it's always been that way. So now all of a sudden it's like, oh, he doesn't do enough for the team. Yeah, because he's not scoring no more. That's why. But he hasn't changed. He's the same player. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when they start talking about attitude and all these things. Yeah, no, bro, he's playing how he always played. You just can't get away with it no more.
The team's set up, and it's like, okay, well, you know, your midfield has to press higher up because they have to cover the ground that Salah doesn't cover. Precisely. So if Chelsea utilize that and you play it to their advantage and you play into the space behind, like we did for Caicedo's first goal, how are you going to say that's all of a Liverpool problem and also not Chelsea using your problems to their own tactical advantage?
But we did the same thing. After we won the game, De Ligt come out and was like, oh, we know that Salah don't track back. So we knew we'd have a 2v1 on that side.
Cucurella said the same thing for our second goal, by the way. He said the same thing. Salah don't track back, so I can go further forward, bag the assist.
Well, it's common sense. He didn't start just doing this. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what people need to understand. Like, in football, you don't have to wait for the numbers to dry up before you can see things. Just because someone scored a goal, it doesn't mean that they had a good game, bruv. It doesn't mean that. Yeah, you can still talk about someone's performance, and it's still valid, even if the player scores in the game. It's still valid. Do you know what I mean? And this is what too many people are afraid to quote unquote get egg on their face, or get embarrassed because you might be talking about a player, then they score, all of a sudden, oh, you're in the mud. No, bro, it still stands.
Yeah.
It still stands. I've seen loads of players have shit games and score. It doesn't mean they played well because they scored. But it's like,
That's
oh
the
no,
era
Rants
that
is in
we're
the
in. We're
mud.
the era of GA analysis.
Yeah. Bro, man will be like, oh, Rants, he heard you. You know them ones like, oh, like he silenced Rants. No, you didn't. You stank the place out for 94 minutes, scored a penalty, and you're still a scrub. That's it, innit? Like, it just... And this is what
I
it
remember
is.
Garnacho scored against Sunderland. I saw you were live doing a FIFA stream. I was thinking, yeah, they're going to be running straight into his comment. Garnacho bagged.
And then you
he
end
was
up
garbage
losing.
the rest of the game. And he was shit too. He was shit too.
Hey,
That was
bro,
his
the
only
football
good
gods
moment.
weren't gonna allow Garnacho to get away with it. I'll be honest. Like, this is what happened, bro. Man were in my comments immediately. Oh, Nashers, yeah, safe. Man lost the game, innit? You know them way there. So
That was all he
this is
did.
just what it is. And people would have you believe that he played well because he scored, like. But Bear Man were telling me he should have got hooked, bruv, and he was shit.
Yeah. We hooked him too early, if anything. I mean, too late.
Too late.
My bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard that he was bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? A man was saying that, yeah, he should have been hooked earlier. And this is what I'm trying to say. So a goal does not justify or validate a performance or a selection. A goal doesn't validate that, bro. Like, football is not just about that, because if you're adding to your team will find a way to score anyway, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you lose a lot more than you gain by having a certain kind of player in your team, bro. And you can't always quantify that. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why when I watch Man United with Bruno in that double pivot, like he offers absolutely nothing in that double pivot in terms of progressing the ball in the right areas, in terms of actually winning the ball back. He's one of the most hard-working players in football to never win tackles. Like, how often do you see that guy run, clamp someone, win the ball, and pass it? I don't think I've ever seen this player win a fucking tackle. But everyone talks about his energy and how much he presses. The player don't win tackles.
Fouls than anything.
Yeah, he don't win tackles. You know what I mean? I see Cass clamping guys all the time. I've never seen Bruno clamp no one. A man talk like he's running around clamping guys. It's like, bro, he just runs for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying? So
there are worse sorts of brothers because they leave so much space exposed.
But that's what I'm saying. You would be better off, yeah, running less, yeah, and holding your position, because then you can win the ball interceptions, or you can force someone to pass somewhere else because you've cut off a passing lane. People think just because you're a willing runner that you're helping the team, but not always. Not always. The best way to defend is actually not to run.
Another example. Mason Mount, another example.
Mount's another one. The best way to defend a lot of time, yeah, is to not run. It's to hold your position, because then you force the players to go somewhere else. Like, when you watch teams, yeah, you look, Arsenal, the best defensive team in the league. Bro, when they don't have the ball, they're not running around like crackheads, bro. They hold their shape. That's why teams can't break them down.
You hold your area, you hold your shape, and then they have to play around you. You run around, you chase the ball, they'll make you run around and open up that gap and play through it.
Yeah, you have to figure out how to break them down, bro. They don't need to force anything. Do you know what I mean? There's different ways to defend, but ultimately, do you know what I'm saying? Running more does not mean better defending. It doesn't mean that. And a lot of people that don't understand the game think that, yo, if we run more than the other team, then it's enough. Nah, bro.
This
if
is,
you're running
this
and
is my
leaving
problem
spaces,
with Chelsea fans. Like, you know, the match going thing where, oh, I miss Poch football because it's more end to end. There's more running and everything. Yeah, and our shape is dog shit. Yeah. Enzo Maresca will have boring games of football, but the shape is there. But we're better defensively. But we concede a third of the goals that we do last season. But it's boring. This is it's an English culture thing. They'd rather the players just running around like headless chickens because it's more passionate, because it's more end to end.
100%.
This is the problem with our fan base. Oh, like, no, you know, it's probably an English culture thing in general.
It's definitely an English culture thing, bro. They think the more you run, yeah, the more you care, and the more you care, the more you're gonna win games. When football just doesn't work like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, we're still having that argument with getting top 4 and with getting 2 trophies. Well, we had 1 loss out of our last 7. And then it was all back to Maresca must go. We're not winning anything. Our squad's garbage. I preferred Poch ball. And like, people will say this is a fake argument. It's not. I go to the games, or if I don't go to the games, I go to the pub afterwards and I hear these rubbed out takes. Oh, at
They've got
least
it
it was more
everywhere.
entertaining. Yeah, I miss being 11th in April. You know them ones. I miss having Premier League classics with the worst Sheffield United side in 50 years. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that'll do me, innit?
It's a mad thing. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, people, let's get these lights up. Make sure you subscribe to Lewis. You already know what time it is. He's live with Hassam. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna redirect there. I don't
That's
know where
over, bro.
Gunner is, bro. I can only assume that Lee's asleep or something because I ain't heard from him and I ain't got a link for a show. So I'm guessing he hasn't scheduled it. You know them man. So
Ingra and Uct, mate.
yeah,
Shout
bro.
out
So
Ingra.
Lee will probably wake up shortly and message me. You know what I mean? So at the moment, I ain't got no link for no show. So you get me? I'm gonna go into my gym and lift some weights, blood. You get me? So
Hear that, bruv.
man saying he's scheduled. He ain't sent me nothing, bro. He hasn't sent me nothing. So I'm still waiting for him to send me the link. So
He might have just had a nap then.
So yeah, I'll see you guys over there. Like he hasn't messaged me, so that means he scheduled it and he's falling asleep. Oh, someone's saying he's just set it up now. All right, cool. Well, I'll see you guys over there. You know what I'm saying? So big up everyone inside. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you drop a rants raid, and I'll see you guys over on Gunners.